Hey Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 in the New Frontier Pass as France, specifically Magnificence Catherine. Last episode we finished the theatre square in Rouen, and we do have access to the court festival, but I don't think that's something we need to work on immediately. I could go for the amphitheatre to start producing more great writers, because there are other people generating great writers, and I don't want to fall too far behind. In fact, there's a lot of people generating great writer points. Now the question is, do I do theatre square festivals or do I do amphitheaters? I could also go for holy sites. I don't think I need holy sites right now. My faith generation is quite robust. This city could use a granary as well to continue to expand. I could also go for a builder in here to continue to expand the production of the city. And I feel like a builder is a really good long-term investment, especially a builder with 4 charges. Unfortunately, the pyramids have been taken this game because the AI tends to value them pretty highly in recent patches. So I don't think we'll be able to go for the pyramids. The Petra is still a viable option for us. I'm about to finish bronze working, which will allow me to harvest some of these rainforests, and I'm making enough gold now to where I can purchase those, so I'll start harvesting those next turn. Looks like we found Hippolyta. There's bronze working like we were talking about, and Hippolyta. My hope is that by blocking these tiles, I can keep them from killing the city. It's gonna be close because this swordsman's gonna level up, and my hope is that Granada produces a unit soon. I don't know what they're working on, but the probability of Granada dying is quite high. We're also going to settle this city right here, and that leaves me with a couple of choices. I want to keep searching for luxuries because I want to make sure that I'm positioning myself correctly. If we look up luxury resources, we can see that there's a couple of spots. I may actually prioritize settling to the north here to grab this amber, and that'll make my life a little bit easier as well. Man, this positioning is quite annoying. Let's go ahead and harvest here so that we have the walls in here for defense, up to 7 population in the city, which means you can place another district. I would like to place a theater square, and I don't have a good spot for a theater square, but the appeal in here is now high enough to where I'm starting to get faith from these tiles, which is fantastic. Do I want to go for a temple to evangelize my religion? That could be extremely valuable this game to get an early evangelization. Or do I go for more settlers? That's a tough choice that I'm going to have to make. I'm going to move this builder over here to also assist my capital in production. And I think the right move here is to place a theater square on this tile after I harvest it. So that'll be the goal. For now though, I'm going to produce another settler. Over in Toulouse, I am unsure what my move is. I feel like it should incorporate a theater square. Placing that early means we lock in the production cost, and I feel like going for a monument is a good move as well. If I go for the monument, or do I just go hard theater square here? I think I just go hard theater square and get these online as fast as possible. I could also go for builders, but the possibility of being able to faith purchase builders next era, which is only 1 turn away, is really high, so I don't know if that's necessary. I really want these guys to just get out of the way so I can chop, so I need them to move. Looks like they're just holding still in place, which is far from ideal. Really far from ideal. We're also going to be doing a little bit of purchasing in here. So I have a choice now. Do I go for Exodus of the Evangelists? That would give me really good missionaries and extra faith. Or do I go for Monumentality? And I feel like Monumentality here has a lot of value because I'll be able to purchase builders in Rouen really fast. My worry is, what is the appeal here? It's 5. So if the appeal is 5 in here, I should be able to safely put a single mine on one of these tiles and not lose too much appeal adjacency. Granada is surviving because I'm running interference, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm also looking to potentially buy ideally second ring jungle tiles. That is jungle tiles that only cost me 80 gold. So I'll buy this one in Calais for only 80 gold, whereas it would have cost me 120, and I could swap that to the capital, and then we'll harvest, here next turn. And we just want to get rid of the jungle because that's going to increase the appeal, because jungle lowers the appeal in the local area. Jebel Barkal is gone, and it looks like Rome has declared war on me. That's unfortunate. I do have the money to purchase a archer if I get 1 gold from the AI. So let's talk to Babylon, and I'll say to him, oh, looks like there's a turn transition. Oh, there's this. I'm gonna say that ranged units should get +5 combat strength, and that duplicates of, let me see here, what is the most likely thing for people to downvote? Looks like it's honey, so I will also downvote honey here. I'll put 2 votes into that. That should pass. Oh, it looks like gypsum. I don't know why they went for gypsum because I'm trading that away. That makes no sense. But that's really unfortunate because because gypsum is my resource. I think I'm the only player with gypsum. There might be a few others actually with gypsum. So this catapult needs to go. This archer needs to head north, as does this warrior. I need to immediately purchase something to give the city more combat strength. And I feel like if I could get a little bit more production, I could get a horseman in here, because a heavy chariot isn't going to upgrade the city's combat strength much. So I'm going to trade for a little bit more gold. Oh man, that really sucks that I have all this gypsum that I can't sell. So he'll give me a ton of, he'll actually pay quite a good premium for my diplomatic favor, Genghis Khan will, which means I should be able to purchase a horseman. And the horseman will give the city 46 combat strength, which is perfect. We'll harvest out the settler and we'll send this settler to the south, and then we'll work on an archer, and we'll get that archer soon. This builder will retreat. The settler will continue north, just carefully, and it's likely that we'll have to build ancient walls in here, and in fact we'll probably have to chop those out. We'll just kind of retreat our builders back as well to try to sustain. I'm not worried about this war right now. I am a little bit concerned that there's a catapult here, but the city's combat strength should make it a little bit harder. In terms of next technologies, I have basically the opening technologies that I want. I'm going to pick up engineering because there are a couple of aqueducts I would like to build this game. And in terms of envoys, I'm at war with Lisbon now, but that doesn't bother me. And I have an envoy sitting around. I don't think I'm going to spend that envoy. I think I'm going to hold on to it. I'm also going to retreat here, and I want to deal with that swordsman. All right, my city took a good chunk of damage, but Trajan was ravaged by a natural disaster. I'm going to vote that up, although that's kind of bad because I'm at war with him. Even though he declared war on me, I'm going to be taking negative points towards this, but I can kill this warrior. You can go there. Can I squeeze out a little bit more cash by trading with the AI? If I were to give you 30 Diplo favor, what would you give me? Give me 6 gold per turn. Could I get this down to like 150 gold? No, he'd probably give me like 120 for 32 Diplo favor. Can I squeeze out a little bit more gold than 120? 130, 134, so probably a bit less. 132 gold, perfect. Should be enough for me to purchase a unit. If I kill here, it's likely that he will take a hit for me, and I'll have an archer in this city. And I got King Arthur. I think I just got suzerainty of someone. I'm going to declare a friendship with Babylon, exchange a delegation, and make sure that I have open borders with him, so that I'm generating pressure against him. Let's double check that we have open borders with every civ. Open borders is important because you get 25% extra tourism pressure against civs you have open borders with, and I'm making 38 tourism per turn. I have ancient walls in La Rochelle. This is a problem. The settling of Repicum. I pretty much have to deal with that as soon as possible. I'm going to move this builder over to La Rochelle, and this city will build a monument, because if he kills Granada, that means that he may have enough loyalty pressure in the area to actually survive and not have this city flip independent, which is going to be a problem for me, believe it or not. That will be a bit of a problem. Do I want to place an Alcazar? No, I want to chop here, and now I have a second archer who I can step back to here and shoot over the city to damage that guy. You're going to step here to harvest, get those walls a little bit sooner. You're moving north slowly and carefully to try and capture that amber, and I finished the archer in here. I think I'm going to go for the temple because I'd like to evangelize my religion in here, and I think that also means that it's time to move Magnus out of this city and potentially to Calais, and I think Calais is the right place to move Magnus for now, so I'll pop him over there. And now Pingala is going to go into our capital. I think that's the right move. I think we harvest this forest and then place a mine. That'll cripple the local stuff, but it does take 7 turns off of Theatre Square, which is good. And then we start to charm Leventa, because Mongolia has suzerainty of it right now, and we took a pretty big hit on this archer, but that's okay. Our goal right now is to get rid of that that catapult, and now that the catapult is gone, we can do damage to these crossbowmen. We can fall back with this archer. You can move forward. We'll settle this city, delete the pin, and we'll probably improve this to get access to more luxuries, because I'm a little bit behind on luxuries. We got a builder in here. I think it would be good to get the mine online, because that'll be a really high production tile. Now, in terms of what I want to produce in Rouen, it's got to be settlers. I feel like as much as I want to be building builders in here to try to expand my empire, it's got to be builders. This is the most efficient place for me to build builders. I'll have to get settlers elsewhere. In Marseille, I think I could replace one of these chateaus with a theater square. Alternatively, I could put a theater... I wanted to put a theater square down in my capital, actually, and I think the +2 one right there, totally fine. And then if I kind of sneakily swap this tile to Marseille, I can place the theater square there, slowly work on it, and that seems like a a pretty reasonable set of moves for my opening of this city. We'll put a mine in this city that gives me access to even more amber. I should start building up a spare supply of amber. I'm worried about settling the city without any defensiveness, but I will get a builder and could potentially chop out walls in here. So yeah, so that works out just fine for me. I think I can't afford to buy this tile, but I can afford to have you in position to potentially buy it next turn. Let's keep making friends with Laventa and my scout. Can I get an easy pillage on something here? I may be able to pillage this. I may be able to pillage the aqueduct here, which would give me a huge chunk of gold, and I don't think there's any units in the area that can threaten me. So by pillaging this, I get 131 gold, I hurt his infrastructure, and I push him back slightly. We can kill that crossbowman. Not quite. We can get into position to deal with this. Step into the city to heal. This builder is going to go on a luxury spree, just improve all of those luxuries to get as many amenities as possible. I'm having an amenity problem. We'll harvest, we'll settle this city. Montpellier, start that. You'll go here, you'll harvest that next turn. I may purchase an archer in this city as well to help deal with this. Just having problems managing the sheer amount of stuff being thrown at me right now. I really do need tile improvements, so let's keep getting these lumber mills up. They're not ideal, perfect tiles, but 1 food 5 production seems pretty damn good at this stage of the game. I think I'm going to buy this tile and harvest it so that I have walls in 2 turns, and then I'm going to look for a little bit more cash if I can. I'd like to harvest in here, but I think this builder needs to make his way to Calais. Keep spending Himiko's charm here. I should maybe use Himiko as a great general. It might be a good move. I don't like how much damage the city is taking from the catapult, so we'll get rid of him now. My catapult is gone. You fortify. Good, good, good. I'm feeling pretty safe. Harvest to get the walls out a little bit quicker. This guy may potentially be captured. It's not the end of the world if he is. And I need enough gold to get an archer in this city. I think that's going to involve grabbing gold. I can't get it from Rome. Maybe Babylon. Babylon may trade me. He already has amber. What about silver? He'll give me nearly 200 gold for silver, so I think that's good. 250, 225, 235, 240, 235, maybe a couple of gold extra. Always try to optimize. So 236 gold. Perfect. Accept the deal. And that should be enough. In fact, I could potentially purchase a horseman or a swordsman in here. But I feel like archer is my best bet. That's going to be able to shoot out and damage these units. The swordsman's a bit of a problem because he has +5 combat strength from the military advisory. But we just have to live with some of those problems that we're going to be encountering. We have another copy of that online. I think things are working out okay. I need to identify other pillageable areas, and it looks like there might be another aqueduct here that's completed that I can pillage. My scout, you always got to be looking for how can I get a little bit of value, and the Romans declaring war on me is a perfect example. So I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about these swordsmen. Horseman has to go north now. I have no choice. That city needs to be defended. We can, however, kill this crossbowman, which means we're pretty well defended against Rome for the short term. Governor title wise, I think I want to get science on Pingala. I'm a little bit behind on science, and by a little bit I mean the AI are somewhere between 50 and 100, and I'm at 20 because I did not prioritize science this game. These are good tiles to lock in. Then you'll head out west to help La Rochelle. The next turn we'll be able to pillage that aqueduct. You go here. Boom. Should be getting close. We've broke suzerainty of Laventa, and we have access to the aqueduct. We'll take suzerainty of Laventa, get access to Sinbad, and we'll bring Himiko home. Little bit concerning. Let's start trying to clear out some of this archer stuff, because if we get rid of some of the archers, we can actually step units out of the city. You stand there. You should be able to make an attack next turn. Feeling pretty well defended against Rome. I need a builder in Calais, so I'm going to faith purchase that. Don't want to be spending my faith on that if I can help it. Continue to produce builders. You need to go north to do Calais, or do you go west? I think you go west, right? Because La Rochelle needs builder time. It just really isn't getting it. Tech-wise, apprenticeship doesn't hold a lot of sway with me this game. Instead, I would maybe go for machinery to have better archers. I think that's a good short-term play. We want the lumber mill online first for the extra production. That's over in La Rochelle. And in the meantime, we're just holding on comfortably in my capital against Rome's aggression. Step over here. He doesn't have any units in the area, so I'm feeling pretty safe. I might be able to sneak in as well. Pillage another 135 gold. Get rid of him. Absolutely nuke that archer with this horseman. Let's harvest out settlers. Kaboom. We'll do another one of those. All right, perfect. Lumber mill up. That gives the city an extra 2 production, and then we'll get these plantations up as well. Archer is holding. I can't really send units off to deal with this. This has to just fight on its own for now. But I can get a kill on this archer, which will get me promotion, and you can fall back to here to potentially bait that swordsman away. You can shoot there. I won't be able to move in here and chop, which is unfortunate, so I'll just get the amber online, so I have a big surplus of amber. You are coming in here to do that. A little bit concerning about this scout is that, yeah, there might be units in the area, but that's a sacrifice I just have to be willing to try to pillage things, to hurt Rome, and potentially get ahead and in a good position. So I'm feeling safe enough now to move another archer to the north, and got archer problems. Just have so many. Let's take garrison so we do more damage, because that extra damage is going to be huge in dealing with these. You fortify on that hill. You are taking a major defeat, but you're fortified on a hill, so you have +6 combat strength, which means it will be an even fight, and you'll heal, so that'll put you slightly ahead, and then I can shoot with the archer and guarantee the victory of my horsemen. So I think this is all working out very much so in my favor. I'm quite happy. We're getting our luxuries online. We're going to have a massive surplus of luxuries, which is amazing, especially as Magnificence Catherine. He's offering peace and he's willing to pay me. I'll take that peace. That means 30 turns where he can't attack me anymore, which is amazing. This guy also got a promotion. I'm going to take the depredation because the potential for pillaging later, if I run into a situation where I might want to do some pillaging, could be really, really valuable. I'm going to harvest here for another settler, and I want another settler, or I want more builders up in the north. That's going to be a goal of mine. I'm going to also purchase the granary in La Rochelle, and then also place the aqueduct right there. So it looks like he actually killed that city-state, which means settlements are going to be important. Do I finish that theater square? I think I do. Do I just faith purchase the settler? I really want to faith purchase Maui though, so I don't think I can justify faith purchasing that, but that is a big delay. I'm worried that he's going to get established over here and I won't be able to put pressure on him, but I need to put pressure on that city ASAP. So as much as I want that theater square, I don't think I can justify it. Well, no, I think I can, because I have Magnus up here and a settler that can come down to the south rather than the north. So I think we're fine. I think we're fine. We're holding on quite well. Let's get open borders with Rome now that we're at peace before he denounces us. There we go. And let's also see, would you like to buy some amber, sir? He'll pay 4 gold per turn. What about tea? 4 gold per turn for amber isn't good enough in my opinion. Not when someone like Mongolia may pay me 8 gold per turn for amber. I think that's a deal I'm going to take. And I'm not running my projects yet, but I will be soon, because I'm starting to stack up quite a few spare luxuries. And the priority now is going to be getting those luxuries improved. Like this one up here, clearing this barb camp. There's another luxury over here I want to grab. There was one behind that mountain. I don't think I can get that one. There's a luxury up here. If I could get these two, it'd be amazing. So what I want to do is set up some core cities, ideally, that are just really, really good at running city projects. The court festival is the one that I'm looking for. So I have a builder in Rouen. That one's going to be going to the north up to Calais. And this city is just really, really efficient at building builders. So it's what it's going to continue to do while I do other stuff elsewhere. I have walls in Montpellier now, which is fantastic. Let's grab builders. Builders, yeah, my goal is to improve these tiles. So builder makes sense. Let's go get that cotton online. The more cotton, the better. I would say that once I have a few different luxuries improved, I'm going to start doing those court festivals. My problem is my best city to do it is Rouen, and that's just like really, really efficient for producing builders right now. So it kind of just stuck in terms of being able to run court festivals. And it's the same sort of thing for Paris, where it's just really, really efficient at producing builders. I really want to buy Maui, but I think evangelizing my religion could have massive value for me. So I will get a single apostle, and then I'll continue to defend this city. Himiko is over here too. Fantastic. I'll have her positioned to produce a relic. I'll chase down this builder. I have a builder heading north. Excellent. Monument finished in Calais. Now, I think I'll just harvest all of these tiles in Calais and get as many builders out as possible. I think that's what we do. We spend our gold on it. We just harvest like crazy, which means just mass settler production in Calais to get as many settlers out as possible. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to save Granada, which really, really sucks. I would have loved to have kept Granada around. I'll also get to work on my theater square right there. What do I do in the city? The city is going to be growing pretty well now for a while because it actually has food tiles. It doesn't have a massive amount of production. This is going to be a bit of a problem moving forward. It will want builder charges. It will be fine. Devotion to Hercules. Honestly, is Hercules that big of a deal for me this game? It would be nice, but I don't have chops in here. Maybe it would be better to get it in Calais. Do I chop out Hercules here? Does Hercules have massive value for me is the question. Does Hercules have massive value? I could use it to finish theater squares really early and then work more court festivals. So yes, Hercules does in fact have massive value for me this game. And so we will prioritize him for choppage. Speaking of choppage, let's get to work. Chop took 6 turns off of it. I'll need another builder to the north soon. La Rochelle, you have plenty of housing for now, so let's work on the theater square. Let's evangelize our belief. You can pick up culture, gold, or science. I feel like this game, I have plenty of gold income from trading. I could also pick up my tier 3 buildings. That could be stupas, pagodas, mosques. All these aren't bad. I do feel like things like tithe could be really, really powerful this game. Do I need science and stuff? I could also get pilgrimage, which is just a way to invest 400 faith to gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 faith per turn, which means it would take about 30 turns for that to pay off, which is actually a pretty good return profile, like payout profile, if I were to go for that. Considering I'm going to be settling more cities, cities, and that payout is going to go up higher. And faith is probably the thing I'm struggling with the most right now. Once I have feudalism, I'll pick up recorded history too for the extra governor title, because right now my Pingala is a little bit neutered. All he has is researcher. I would like connoisseur as well to help bump that up. So man, that's a tough choice. Ideally I could make use of all of these things, but I feel like the thing that's going to win me the game is maybe pilgrimage. I also need to start thinking about my alliances. When I get civil service, who am I going to try to build a really good relationship with? And I think we decided it was Genghis Khan, so I'm going to need to trade with him as well, ideally from Montpellier to somewhere like Korla. If I can trade through there and trade to Korla, it would be giving me the extra diplomatic visibility that I need to find the Void Singers. How do I check my visibility again? Right now I have limited, so I need to send him a trade route, research printing, and send a spy. So I need to do all three of those to get top secret and reveal the Void Singers. If I were to go for World Church, I would get those a little bit sooner. I think I go for pilgrimage here. Lots of faith, lots of faith. I need a faith generation religion because I'm not building a whole lot of holy sites. Make sure we have open borders with him, like so. Also make sure we have open borders with everyone else. You just gotta periodically check that your open borders haven't run out. I wish there was a better way to see all of your open borders deals, but there really just isn't, unfortunately. Genghis Khan wants to buy my horses and my cotton. That's not enough resources for those things that I'm giving up, so I will refuse. We're in the medieval era. We got machinery. We can build crossbowmen, which gives us a really nice window of defense where it's going to be harder to kill us. Chopping out Hercules, kaboom. I think 1 or 2 more chops should do the trick. I don't have a whole lot of mines, but the mines I do have, it would be nice to improve. I think I'm going to pick up some cheap techs right now, and I have finished the theater square in Tulu. My question is it worth it to build the amphitheater in this city? And that seems like a bit of a trivial question, but it's not. Is it worth it to just run court festivals right now? In terms of spare resources, I can't remember what's the easiest way to check what I have. I have 1, 2, 3 spare resources. So that means I could convert 237 production into 150 culture and 150 tourism. I don't think that's worth it just yet, especially in a city where that's going to take 34 turns. And instead I could work on an amphitheater, which would get me great riders faster. I think a couple of great riders have already gone, unfortunately. One great rider has gone. Really? Just one? And now we're already into the Renaissance ones? What about the classical era great riders? Wow. I don't like that. I don't like that this is already Renaissance. Oh, no. Sorry, it's on medieval. It's on medieval great riders. I don't like that. Not a fan. Nobody else is making that many great rider points. So I feel like amphitheaters are a good long-term play. The 21 turns, I do eventually want to get all of these things, but the amphitheater kind of acts like a monument anyway. And I don't have the Void Singers, so the monuments lose a lot of value until I have Void Singer. I could also go for Granary Watermill. I don't have farming resources. I don't need housing, so amphitheater it is. Sometimes you have to kind of just kind of map out the decisions in your head and take your time. You don't need to rush through decisions. It's not like you're playing the game with 30 seconds per turn. Also need to think about, when do I improve plantations again? I think I want to say it's somewhere in here. It's easier to look it up. I remember how they get improved. I just forget where they get improved. It's feudalism, right? I'm already researching it. Perfect. So I'm more comfortable at improving plantations. Plantations are actually usually pretty bad tiles, but they're quite good for gold generations. That's the one advantage they have, is plantations are pretty terrible, but they're really good if you have a weak gold game. And we have a relatively strong gold game, mostly off the back of trading. Another builder finished here. I don't think I want to put that there. You're going to head north because we're still doing chopping over in Calais. We're using most of our gold by tiles for chopping, and we will chop out that. 4 turns until Hercules. We'll do another chop. Ideally this should have been settlers, but getting Hercules could be a big advantage in that we'll be able to instantly complete like a theater square over in Montpellier, which represents a massive amount of production. Now, is it time for amphitheater? In here it might be worth it. It's only 12 turns for 150 tourism. But my question is, I feel like amphitheaters, if I'm ever going to build amphitheaters, the earlier I build them, the better. So the logic behind that is amphitheaters provide constant value every single turn of the game. And so the earlier you build them, the better. Whereas a thing like a court festival, that's something you work when you want to win the game ASAP. Like you are beginning the barreling down of mid. You're essentially saying, I am trying to win now, or within a certain time frame. And so that's why I'm kind of delaying that a little bit. So there's actually 2 luxuries here. So they kind of did me a little bit of a favor killing Granada, because there's 2 really nice luxuries that I can settle beside here and take advantage of. Wolin is dead now, unfortunately, too. I don't like that the city-states are getting murdered, especially city-states near me. Not a fan. Did I really lose Hercules? And you lose all of the production that goes towards it? Okay, you salvage 110 production. So we salvaged 110 production, which is basically a chop. That's really bad, actually, because that's so much production we just wasted. And I don't really have another hero that I want, except maybe a 9. Anansi. Yeah, I'll grab Anansi and send him to Hungary to ruin Hungary's luxuries so that they have to buy them off me. I would like to take currency. We have a theater square in the capital, and I feel like settler production is my priority. A little bit unfortunate that we just basically cleared out all of this terrain for little to no gain. Really quite sad about that. Far from an ideal situation. I have 2 build charges. One of them will be going onto that, and one of them will be going onto Amber. Okay, that is a barbarian crossbowman, which complicates my life quite a bit. City state emergency. I don't have enough diplo favor to pass both, so I'm going to talk to Hungary and say, hey, what's going on? I just need 19 diplo favor from you for a reasonable price. 1 gold per turn and 13 gold. Perfect. Now I can propose both of these city state emergencies. 1 for Macedon, 1 for Rome. My question is, am I actually going to be able to participate and prevent them or like fix the problem? I don't think I will, but I'll propose them anyway. I need to pick where I want to settle this settler as well. I'm thinking Plains Hill. Plains Hill grabs these horses pretty quick, avoids desert, has room for a chateau or theater square next to 2 luxuries. So I feel like there's fine. Rome is trying to spread his religion and I don't like it. If I'm going to vote one up, I have to pick one. I can't do both. How does Hungary feel about Rome? Hungary hates Rome, so Hungary is likely to vote that up. And I feel like I can defend against Rome's army again. So I'm going to vote up the Rome one, whereas I don't know about Alexander. I wish I could just neutral vote. I wish I could just not vote because I feel like voting it down makes it harder for the AI to pass it. But, right, mitigated flood. Excellent. So Hungary voted it up. No, Hammurabi voted it up? Wait. Oh, okay. So Babylon voted up. And this actually reveals a lot of the map to me and tells me Babylon's land is really not great. They are sending a settler out to the west though. So I need to block. And I was hoping to save. He stole Hercules. That jerk. I was really hoping for Hercules this game. Let's grab Anansi. And the cool thing about Anansi is he is a combat unit that will be able to fight against Rome quite well and also break all of his luxuries and stuff. Why don't you retreat and become a crossbowman? We'll deal with this barb camp next turn. You step there to see if you can bait that crossbowman. I'll work on apprenticeship because I do have a few mines and that extra production is nice. I really should get into the habit of clearing up this right hand side of the screen. I always forget and people always like comment about it and stuff. It's like, why don't you get rid of your notifications? And I'm like, I didn't think about it. So unfortunately Calais is going to be basically useless for a while. So does it even have enough chops to justify making a settler in here? Settler is 290 production, 290 production. A chop is worth about 100 production, and I'd have to spend a bunch of gold that I don't have. So no, this city, I basically used Magnus and all my chops in that city to get a hero, which is super not worth it, and I'm really regretting my choice. So I'm going to put Magnus into Toulouse now, and we'll get to work on starting to chop out some of this. So this builder will migrate over there too. Calais is going to work on what? It has fresh water, it has everything. Crossbowman, sea horseman. Horseman has a lot of value actually, because I can use that to support Anansi and maybe kill some stuff. Man, all of the city-states that I like or are friends with are getting like just murked out of the game. I don't like how aggressive the AI is towards city-states. That's just something I just don't like because I feel powerless as a player to prevent it. It really upsets me. Not like massively, like it doesn't ruin the game. It just, I feel like there's nothing, I feel like there's very little I can do about it without completely gimping my empire considering how far behind I am already. +2 build charges is worth more than production and feudal contract is good as well. We'll be able to produce crossbowmen now at a high rate. There are warriors here. Warriors aren't scary. We have the promotions we need to make this work. He's dead now. Perfect. I'm going to buy this tile and then harvest out that builder and then use the builder to improve it next turn. That way I end up with just like a little bit of extra surplus since this tile is getting improved. Anyway, this city probably will harvest the jungle. Get rid of the jungle. Keep everything else. The appeal in the city is already really low, to be honest. It's a floodplain city. Yeah, I might just have to sacrifice the city having good appeal, which is fine. It's fine. I think I'm just going to go for a settler. 3 production per turn really isn't great. Yeah, theater square here though appeals to me because it'll improve both of those luxuries. So I guess we just work on the theater square and try to go for a more traditional base game. Yeah, I wonder how useful Babylon will actually be in the war on Rome. I don't know how that warrior did so much damage. It's kind of ridiculous that it did because now I'm worried. I'm at 69 health now, which is 70 health. 2 warriors could attack. So I feel like I almost have to shoot now to just survive when I want to be pillaging, but that's fine. Settle here, go there, we'll harvest that, and then we'll grab monument. No, monument, theater square. Crossbow forward, you fortify, improve that amber. Now I'm starting to get somewhere in terms of luxuries, which is really, really cool because now we're going to be able to do interesting things. Let's pillage. There we go. And we'll bring a horseman forward to also assist in the pillaging. My goal with the war with Rome isn't actually to liberate Hunza. It's like basically irrelevant to my objectives. My goal with the war with Rome is to steal resources by pillaging him, which is why I'm producing horsemen rather than anything else. I don't have the resources for a swordsman. I could get a crossbowman. 12 turns. This war probably won't last that long. Maybe it would be good if I changed my policy to horseman production instead, and I think I may do that. Attack, kill. All right, so we're on to the actual barb camp, which is good. Let's do our next technology. Got to be printing because we need that diplomatic visibility, and also we're going to be getting great writing work soon, and we want those to be as high value as possible. In terms of what we'll do here, I think, do we harvest out the theater square? This would force the city to grow. Or do we harvest out the monument, which will force the borders to grow after we force the city to grow? I feel like theater squares just represent a ton of value for me, so we'll get those underway. And similarly here, we're going to harvest here. That'll take a few turns off that. Catholicism is struggling. All right, catastrophic eruption, good stuff. You come forward. You'll be able to pillage next turn. You pillage this turn. That's that completely deleted, and I'll maybe come up here and pillage and remove that coffee. I have an envoy available. I don't think I'm going to spend it. That's fine. Don't think I'm going to do colossal heads. Play around here. There we go. Starting to get a ton of things. Babylon, why are you going for Midlet? You're at war with Rome. Send your units to Rome, man. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? My amphitheater completed in ruin. That means it would be advantageous for me to work a theater square festival, get a great writer as soon as possible. So that's what I'm going to do in here. In terms of builder production cities, I don't really have a good builder production city right now. That's fine the way that it is. I think we do a lumber mill and we can start harvesting in here. And I'm actually going to move you up here too. All right, so rainforest, harvest, shoot this guy, clear that camp, +3 score, perfect. Just wait, let them attack you. You pillage, you move, and we're stealing resources from Rome, which is amazing. It's fantastic. All right, so we have recorded history, that's good. That gives me another governor title. Let's go ahead and promote connoisseur on Pingala for the extra culture. Little bit worried about the walls in this city. I think he has crossbowmen, so that means we'll take a ton of damage if we hang around. Yeah. Don't know how much value we're going to get from pillaging here. I may as well throw some damage at a city. That'll make him more likely to want peace. Let's pick up civil service. We need to start thinking about our alliances, especially with Mongolia, who I will now renew my deals with. Perfect. In terms of spare luxuries, we have 3, 2, 3. So that means we have 8 luxuries. So every time we do a court festival, we will get 400 tourism. 400 tourism is starting to look worth it, considering I'm getting 38 per turn. If I were to go to my capital here, and we look how long a court festival takes, it takes 18 turns. So if we divide that, a tourism by 18, let's call it 20 turns. That means we're getting about 20 tourism a turn for running this project, which is really, really valuable. I think the 2 big things I'd like to do in this city is get a builder in here to make that go faster. But I first of all need to get Maui, because Maui is my main source of extra luxuries this game. So if I can get Maui, and then I can maybe look into faith purchasing things. I've still got 15 to 35 turns in this era. So I'm by no means am I under like massive pressure. Cool thing is the city is now high population thanks to the harvesting I did, and it has 2 luxuries in Tulu. What else do we go for? I feel like this was a misplaced amphitheater, but it's still fine. I have the amphitheater, court festival again. I feel like theater square festival again. If I can get my writers passive, controlled, the tourism income is real high value for me. So I'm going to run theater square festivals to try to fill out these as soon as possible, especially because I'm going for printing, and my tourism yields from great works of writings will be doubled. Do I harvest the woods or do I put a lumber mill? I think I'm kind of honestly I'm kind of tempted to screw appeal where it doesn't expressly make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense to try to go for high appeal over here. It does make sense over here because I already have good appeal, but over here, for example, my appeal is already super low, so I might like section off my empire into like high appeal, low appeal. Like, the appeal over here isn't great, but it does have a river, right? It has a river, so rivers allow me to get my appeal way higher. For example, La Rochelle, I probably shouldn't care about the appeal over here so much because it's pretty flat and doesn't have a whole lot of appeal anyway. It's kind of like my thinking right now is, do I cordon off different areas to have high or low appeal to try to optimize for my things? And is this going to be a high or low appeal area? Well, it has a river, it has a decent amount of forest already. Some of the tiles are almost already charming, so I think this will be a high appeal area, and I'm just gonna have to try and keep that in my head, that some areas are high appeal, some areas are low appeal, and rather than trying to optimize every area for high appeal, which is probably not going to be something that I'm able to do. I have another settler in Paris. I would love to settle this city, but yeah, I think I actually kind of have to. It's like it's my safest bet. Let's repair outer defenses and then work on a settler. I don't have a good escape route with Anansi, so I might try to use the horseman as bait and retreat with Anansi. I have Maui. I'm going to do Maui's inventions first. We've got another copy of silver. That's an extra 50 culture and tourism from those projects with Court Festival. Now, what do we improve? Horse tiles are incredible. Are they worth 100 gold each? I feel like yes, because if I can get these improved, also gives me access to more horses, which means I can send more horses at Lugdunum. I totally forgot to change my government to horse production. Can I find a cheap, there we go, military training. I'll research military training and try to remember that next time. Now, colossal heads are really interesting because they produce faith based on the total amount of adjacent forests, I believe. If I go to colossal head, there it is. +1 faith for every 2 adjacent rainforest, or every rainforest once humanism, +1 faith for every adjacent woods, or two woods and then 1 woods once you have humanism. So these can potentially be really, really strong tourism generators in the late game. So Leventa is definitely a city state that I want to like keep alive, like if at all possible. And you know, for the sake of +3 faith on the Tulu tile, I think I have Magnus in this city, so I think chop 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 is the right move. Even if I'm chopping out like projects which are usually low value for chops. In fact, I think I should actually go settler in here after I finish that Theatre Square Festival and migrate builders from Rouen. Montpellier is struggling with its food production. I may have to improve a farm in here just to keep this city above water food wise so it doesn't actually regress, which is, you know, obviously you don't want your city to reduce in population. All right, so I feel like the bait kind of worked. We kept Anansi alive. I would love to harvest this for 120 science and stuff, but I think survival is key right now. Maui. I think eventually, maybe I don't care about that actually. Perfect. We got some ivory, another unique luxury. Then what do you do? I don't know why this army is here. Like, what are you doing? Move it towards here. He is moving in with knights, but he is up against coursers, which is going to be a problem for him. We'll go ahead and improve that second copy of horses. Like, if you can get a city with a pair of horse tiles, that's just so good. This city is going to grow incredibly quickly, as well as have really, really good production. Even though this is, well, I don't think they can be built on floodplains, so this might just have to be a low appeal area. Does it though? I mean, I could maybe do chateaus all along here. This is 3 appeal. Yeah, maybe I can. I have to do a little bit of pinning, a little bit of pin planning here. I think a chateau there, a chateau there. I'm pretty sure they can be built adjacent to each other now. In fact, I'm like 99% sure we already checked that. And it doesn't say they can't be built, like must be built, you know, not adjacent to each other. So yeah, I think this works. This one, a lot of chateaus. We're gonna need to get some stuff up. Himiko has died and we got military training and we got Himiko's great work. We currently have 3 out of 56 tourists, which is pretty damn good, I must say, considering how early it is into the game. What I would like to do is change my government, get rid of feudal contract and plug in the maneuver card so I can mass produce horsemen that I would like to run around Rome's area. That's probably going to have to involve getting courser, which means I actually need to get monarchy for chivalry to be able to produce coursers efficiently. Just being behind in technology and not going for technology just makes your game very, very difficult. But I feel like the AI has just been getting smarter and smarter and harder to beat. Another copy of silver, that's amazing. I'm running out of things to do with this builder, so I'll probably send him down to Toulouse. Let's get Anansi into the city to heal. I'll need to find a place to get value out of Anansi's ability. And I can't let Rapicum get really solid foundations. How do they have so much loyalty? They only have 4 people in this city. That makes no sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're 9 tiles away from their closest city that could only ever be giving them 10% of the population. Are they in a golden age? No, they're in a normal age. How does this city have 12 loyalty? It's getting 9 from citizens. 9 from citizens? Did the AI just get double loyalty on deity? What is this? I think they do. Is that a hidden bonus? Because like if we look at like even Toulouse has 20, but that's because it's like in the center of my empire. I feel like Montpellier has 17. Why does this have 17 loyalty pressure? Hang on. Pressure from nearby citizens. I guess I am in a golden age. That makes a lot more sense. I'm in a golden age, so my numbers make a bit more sense. But like even Bordeaux, it's a 1 population city that's getting 20. How is the city getting 20? Is there no pressure? Wait a minute. These numbers seem wrong. How are you getting 20 pressure? Because like this city is making 7.5. That's losing by 10%. You only have 3 cities in pressure range of you, but you have 20 pressure. What are these loyalty numbers? Kind of weird. I thought I understood the loyalty system really, really well. But I don't know. The more I was looking at the numbers there, the less I felt like I understood what was going on. Now, we just finished the Theatre Square project, which means we only got 18 great writer points out of that? Really? Oh, I guess that makes sense. It is 15% of the cost of the project. This is worth 15 great writer points. versus working on other stuff. I feel like I could invest 100 production more productively. I mean, I did shave a bunch of turns off of getting this guy, but is that worth my time? Is that I'm second guessing Theatre Square Festival when I could be working this, right? I could be working the Court Festival, which takes 300 production and would get me 3, 4, 7 times 50 is 300 and something tourism per pop and more as I buy and improve these tiles, which, you know, is in my plan. Cannot be used on an existing resource. There's already a resource there, and we know that now. Some kind of resource on this tile. Yeah, I'm second guessing now, but am I ready to do my tourism pump? Like, am I ready? I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready. I still need builders, but maybe this is yeah, I'm not ready for tourism pump. I still need settlers. I have so much more so many more luxuries to pick up. I have to pick up that one. Am I ready for my tourism pump? I think I am. Yep, I think we're ready. We just start working court festivals and pump as hard as we can for tourism. In Calais, I think we just see what we can manage with horsemen, see if we can pillage these guys. I'm going to send you to go kill things I don't care about for culture and science. This city needs builders, so I'm going to reassign Liang over to Calais, and I'll produce builders out of there. Buy that forest tile, and we will place ourselves a lumber mill. Production is king. Always, 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 always production is king. Make peace with Rome. He'll pay me slightly perfect. It's because I damaged one of his cities. He'll pay me. It's really, really important when you're at war, if you want to extract value, do damage to the other player's cities, and, you know, killing his units doesn't matter, but if you threaten his cities, he's way more likely to give you a favorable peace deal. Right, boom. So we have a second copy of Incense. All in all, a pretty good Maui, right? We're going to get a lot of value out of Maui here. I'm surprised he only had 3 charges. Did he only have 3 charges? Silver? No, 4 charges. But we still have plenty of desert for him to come back in 2 eras to do the same thing again. I think a priority for me now that I am culture pumping, I will need to use my faith and gold to get these tiles improved. So I'm going to faith purchase a builder in La Rochelle and start buying these tiles to get them improved. Big priority for me is improving those. Begin by voting. I'm not trading with anything. 100% production toward city center buildings actually kind of appeals to me, so I'm going to put 2 votes into that. Otherwise, I'm just going to say there was a lot of militaristic city-states on the map, but now there's not, so maybe I'll just say religious and hope that passes. Kind of out of my depth here, and I don't think I'm in the running for a diplomatic win because I didn't win the first couple, so I did manage to pick that right, which is good. Maui. A little bit concerning that there's all these Alexander units around. Where do I send Maui? I don't have anywhere to bring him, actually, realistically. Maui, where do you go? I think I just use him as like a defensive unit. Fine. Can't plunder those anymore. That's fine. Settle this city. Is this really worth settling? It doesn't get me any luxuries. This city down here is worth an extra 50 tourism per court festival. Like, just to contrast that, let me look at luxury resources. That's the city. This city right here is worth... Ooh. I should 100% buy that tea. That's another 50 gold on all my court festivals as well. Mutual open borders with Rome to improve relationships and extract a little bit of gold out of him. I'll also send him a delegation, and I don't really have anything to sell him, unfortunately. Maybe I could just sell him a little bit of iron and he'll pay me just a smattering of gold. Genghis Khan, I think he likes Diplo favor quite a bit, so he might pay me quite handsomely for this. 4 gold per turn is decent. I'll take 4 gold per turn. What about Hammurabi? He has a ton of strategics and luxuries. Yeah, that's fine. I will eventually want to buy the Epic of Mulan off him. I just actually don't have enough resources to buy it off of him. Get a friendship with Hungary. Mutual open borders for extra tourism pressure. He doesn't need any strategics either. Alexander's maxed out on strategics. I'll sell him open borders. Rome, yeah. Looks like nobody really needs my strategics, which means my gold to buy this tile is too low, but I'm worried that someone else will take it off of me. Man, I really want that tile. How do I justify taking this tile? How do I get the gold? What do I give up? I think I might have to give up a luxury here, which lowers the amount of tourism I get from that, but I think that's okay. Now, he pays relatively handsomely for amber, but I'm okay with giving away something like incense too to somebody who has like deep pockets. Like Mongolia will pay 11 gold per turn for that, which doesn't help me right now, but will prevent any future gold problems. I think I could also sell salt for like a decent price to someone who doesn't have it. Like Netherlands will buy salt quite well. In fact, I think this number should be about just shy of 200 gold, maybe like 180, maybe even 190, not 19. So somewhere between 180 and 190. Yeah, 185, perfect. Which gives me enough money to buy that tea tile. Perfect. Then get it improved and slowly just optimizing my luxury distribution. This city doesn't do anything for me except get me a good holy site. So I'm actually having second thoughts. I'm going to move that away and send him south to pick up more luxuries. Honestly, I could even send him north. Like realistically, there's 2 luxuries in range of this city. It is a shitty desert city, but it would actually help me win the game. Yeah, I didn't get any points from that aid request, which is understandable because I was at war with Rome multiple times. Let's harvest this maize with Anansi for extra tourism or extra master culture and science. Help catch me up a little bit. We finished mercenaries. I need to pick up civil service for alliances. Montpellier completed the theater square, and I feel like getting the amphitheater is the move. The more great writers I get and the faster I get them, the better. So great writer, like things like amphitheaters have really high long-term value because they just passively generate resources for you over a long period of time. I also need to consider as well, actually this era, we build things in the capital 100% faster. So it may be in my interest to use this construction time to get things like watermills, granaries, monuments. And I actually feel like that is a really good use of my time here. In particular, like places where I wasn't even planning doing it. Like if I can just get ancient walls up a little bit sooner, I think this is just a great time of the game to build things that I may not have built. So I'm just going to kind of get all those out of the way, prioritizing things that give production and food first so that I can grow my cities bigger and so they reap the long-term benefits. And even like in Toulouse, I'll go like this because like these are just such efficient, like crazy efficient investments right now. Things like granaries and stuff in these cities because we're getting double production. Like double production is insane in terms of value. And I should probably also even go a step further, get rid of maneuver and plug in limes so that I can build walls even faster. The efficiency of my empire right now is really damn good. I'm feeling very confident about my position in the game, and I'm feeling really confident about my decision making too. I'm feeling like I'm making very good decisions. Persia can be a bit of a problem. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. I need to be able to embark too. I'm just really struggling for enough tech. I'm hoping Anansi's harvesting of resources that I don't care about will help. I had planned to use them against Rome, which I guess I could still technically do. He just doesn't have enough lifespan to really justify that. Although maybe we can do it. Harvest there. There's civil service. Perfect. That gives me access to a few new cards, but more importantly, it gives me access to alliances. I can get an alliance with Genghis Khan. I'll take a military alliance so that he can defend me with his big scary military. And now we have open access. In order to get the secret access, we have to get the printing technology and establish a trade route with him. So where is my trade route and when does it run out? It runs out in 14 turns, so I have to try to figure out how the hell do I get a trade route sooner. I have currency constructed. I don't have a way to get a commercial hub quickly. Do I? Can I get a commercial hub quickly here? If I were to build this, it would take 14 turns, which would take about as long as it would for that thing to finish. But yeah, if I place a commercial hub, buy a builder, chop out the jungle, fast commercial hub, second trader, trade with Genghis, get access to Void Singers. Kind of the pathway that I'm thinking right now. Now that we have civil service, we should probably head towards humanism so that we can start converting builders into chateaus, which are going to give me a ton of gold and culture, as well as in the long-term tourism. I think that is a pretty good end to this episode, though. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.